Hello, Leo. This is your tarot reading for love and relationships, April 2017. I'm going to cut the cards in just a few more seconds. Okay. Your first card is a Queen of Swords. This is the Fool reversed. I have a Page of Cups. 9 of Wands. And remember, Wands is your element. It represents fire. This is a 3 of Wands. Three of Swords. I have the Moon in reverse. The Emperor. Wow. You know, the Emperor's been showing up a lot, as well as some other cards, the Lovers as well. And then this is 7 of Swords reversed. Okay, outcome card will be pulled at the end of the main reading. There are 2 major arcana cards in your future. You have the Moon in reverse, and the Moon usually is about our subconscious fears, our things that we're afraid of, past emotional issues. So when it's reversed, it can also mean anxiety, feeling deceived, confusion, not seeing things for what they are. The Emperor is about strong authority, okay? And it doesn't necessarily have to refer to an authoritative or a person with authority. It can represent another obstacle or barrier that is limiting things, that has more power over you. Sometimes that can be a good thing because the Emperor represents stability. It represents confidence. It represents this situation of being protected and balanced. Everything is okay. You're sheltered. But in some cases, the Emperor is also a way of the tarot saying, well, yeah, you don't have control over this person does. So it's not reversed, but it does mean stability, and it does mean things, less chaos. Things are going in an orderly fashion. So those are your 2 major arcana that maybe you've been going through a lot of confusion and fears and anxiety, and you needed reassurance. And I see this energy of the Emperor coming in to give you that reassurance. Now, when we look at the card in your center, we actually have this 3 of Wands here. And the 3 of Wands is about waiting with positive expectations. Your ships have gone out to sea, to conquer, to go forth, to bring back good news, and that's what you're waiting for. And you probably have every reason to do that. And then you have this 9 of Wands, and this has always been the card of having courage to face obstacles, especially obstacles that might have come up in the past, because you see this young woman, she has a sword, she's facing what's ahead of her, but she's learned from the wands behind her. She's learned from the obstacles. And so, Leo, the first impression I have from what I've seen so far is this sense of you being guarded, trying not to get hurt. This is the 3 of Swords, and maybe you are being guarded because someone is playing with your emotions. And maybe you have gotten hurt recently and you're trying to find a way to move forward in the relationship. And so that could very well be what's happening here in the future for you. Now, when I go back to the past, also keep in mind, whenever you see a wand with fire, you know, even if it's in a major arcana card, and this is your third major arcana, so you have 3. This Fool has the wand in his hand. A wand is about intent, asserting your intent, being bold, having courage, letting go, taking risks. And when this is in reverse, it can kind of signal that you're afraid to get out of this rut. You're afraid to take a risk. You're afraid to move on. Okay? And that wand in your hand is very important for you, Leo. You know, you can use it to defend yourself, to tackle obstacles, but it can also be a positive sense of setting your sails and taking control over your life. So, when I look at this past energy, we have this Queen of Swords here, which most likely represents a person you're attached to. We have this Fool. We have this sense of not taking a risk. This sense of a need to, sometimes it's about going forward and starting over. And I get a sense with the Fool, this is about staying in the same path, not diverting. Okay? So I'm getting a sense it's not about risk, but maybe an ongoing relationship. You're afraid to assert your boundaries. You're afraid to take a new direction in the relationship. And then I have this Page of Cups, this water, which is about falling in love, the start of love. It can even mean in certain contexts or different cards, falling in love. You know, having that sense of joy, the childlike joy, because pages are about the energy of young people. And it can even mean getting a romantic message as well. Okay, so Leo, maybe in the past there was this renewed sense of joy and energy in a relationship that wasn't working out. But then when I get to this present, yes, this 3 of Wands is right in the center. And you have every reason to have positive expectations for the relationship. And then I have that 9 of Wands where you're still guarded because we still have that 3 of Swords. So I'm definitely feeling from the past energy that there's been a little turbulence in the relationship with this Queen of Swords, and she's bringing more swords. She has 1 sword in her hand, and then all of a sudden there are 3 swords here. This person that you might be, some of you are connected to, is a little bit, this person is a little bit careless. I almost get a sense of there are people you fall in love with who are sort of like very controlled. They don't let their emotions get out. They can be very direct. And some of that comes from air energy, you know, especially with Libras, Aquarius, Geminis. There's always that sense of people being very mysterious and holding their cards close to the vest. But it can also mean that with this 3 of Swords, that this person cannot emotionally connect with you, and they tend to push you away. If not breaking your heart, they tend to like push back emotionally. And you still have these positive expectations of a future with that person, but it's very difficult to make that emotional connection. And so it really gets interesting here in your future. When you do have that moon in reverse, we do have these fears and anxieties that have gotten a little bit out of control. And then you have this Emperor, and he has a scepter in his hand. which can be a form of a wand, but it can mean establishing your boundaries. And that's how I'm seeing this Emperor morph in the reading, that this is about you establishing boundaries and establishing, protecting yourself and sort of getting things under control instead of having all these fears and being afraid of getting hurt. And keep in mind, she has this torch in her hand. She has fire in her hand as well. And so when that fire is reversed, so the Fool has a wand and she has a wand. So actually you have like 4 cards with fire in them. And so when this is in reverse, the wand is not necessarily helping you out here. You're not able to see your way when it's reversed. It's sort of like I'm in the dark and I have no idea what's going to happen next, and I'm kind of afraid. And so the Emperor comes in and we have a little bit more control, but it also means that there are boundaries being set. You're going to find that clarity and you'll know exactly what direction you take, because you, Leos, more than any other fire sign, especially Sagittarius and Aries, you are the ones who do like to shine and map your own course and be the star. And it's very important for you to feel that you're in control and that you can trust, because most fire signs do have this strong energy of trust and loyalty that's very important. So then when we get to the 7 of Swords, and anyone who's watched any of my readings for more than 2 months knows that sometimes this 7 of Swords is the card of secrets. This person, this woman, this Queen of Swords, and this 3 of Swords, this person, as I said, I get a sense that maybe this person has played with your emotions a little bit. And when it is in reverse, sometimes it can mean a revelation of secrets, no longer hiding, things coming out in the open, okay? And so in certain respects, this can represent secrets. Sometimes it can represent deceit, but it can also represent being very smart and taking care of yourself. When this is in reverse, it can mean like this person is going to sort of open up a little bit. They're not going to keep the walls up as much. Okay, so I'm shuffling for the outcome card. Okay, cutting the cards. The outcome card for you, you have an 8 of Swords reversed. And that's kind of a good thing because, well, when it is upright, it is about changing your perspective. You might feel trapped. This person that you're dealing with here, I get a sense that you're dealing with someone who is very private. They're afraid to open up. They can be very fearful. You know, you might be asking yourself, why does this person keep pushing me away? Why does it feel that I don't have a connection with them? And this person might feel that I don't want to get bound or obligated to this relationship. I'm very much afraid of being trapped and not having control. I get a sense that control is very important. When this is in reverse, it could mean like this person is still holding back a little bit. They might feel overwhelmed. They might feel that, oh wow, I'm going to run away again. You know, I want to run away again. And so you need to be very careful because I get a sense that this person some of you are connected with, not all of you. You're dealing with a person who doesn't put their cards on the table. That because they're still figuring things out, they're still not sure what they want, it kind of causes a lot of chaos in the relationship. Even if for those of you who aren't in a relationship and are connected, I get a sense that you're trying to connect with someone who's not always emotionally available. And maybe it's because they are afraid of getting hurt. They might have other issues going on from a previous relationship. I know that there's some of you who are dealing with someone who might have even broken up with you, and they're still not sure. They're in between. There's no closure. So I think what the tarot is saying as far as the relationship is that it's not you, it's them. And that this person, they will need a little bit more time. They need some space. There are some of you who might need to just walk away from this person. But it also feels as if this person is going through things that have nothing to do with you, but are affecting how they're trying to break out of these fears and previous issues that they're going through. And that's quite possible. You could be coming to that person with an open heart and 100% commitment, but yet this person still has trust issues. They're still trying to put up the walls, and that's definitely the case here when I see this 7 of Swords reversed going into an 8 of Swords reversed. Not to mention this 3 of Swords and this Queen of the representation of that person. Also, I do know that some of you are not connected to someone with air energy. So just keep in mind this Queen of Swords could actually represent that person's energy in a way where, just a reminder, we're not all 100% just our sun signs. We have different astrological signs in different houses of love and friendship and career and finance. So you might be a sun sign for Leo, but in your moon, you might actually be a sword. You might have air. You might have, you might actually have your house of love in a different sign other than Leo. Your sun sign might be Leo, but your moon might actually have, you might be very much a Virgo in love or a Libra in love. Okay, so try to keep that perspective here, because there is a little bit of flexibility here with what I'm saying. Okay, and we all go through these different elements and these different shifts and changes through all the astrological signs and all the houses, the astrological houses as well. Okay, and so there are many different ways to interpret these swords. So I know some of you will say, and I usually see that in YouTube, like, oh, Aire, this is exactly what I'm going through, but he or she is not Queen of Swords, they're Virgo, they're another Aries, they're a Leo, and I get that. But just keep in mind that this can represent their behavior and the way they feel about love or the way they feel about certain issues in other aspects. Okay? So that was your reading, Leo, and just take into account of what I'm seeing here as far as the interpretation of what's going on. Try to be a little bit flexible. And as always, thank you so much to everybody for your support, your comments, your donations, requesting readings. I always appreciate it. And actually, things are really shifting here where I might be able to give phone readings where you don't have to necessarily make an appointment. You can call, and because some of you have emailed me and asked me, well, are you available now, Aire? I know that this is not your appointment time. And sometimes my appointments, I only allow appointments 8 hours in advance sometimes. So I'm going to try to see about setting up a phone line to where I have some more hours available, to where you don't have to make an appointment. You can just call in at that time, where I'm more available at short-term notice instead of long-term. So thank you again. I will see you next month. And as always, I wish you love and light.